So I just watched another video on gun violence and how to stop school shootings. It was interesting. Had a good approach talking to victims and the families and different lawmakers and such. I think all that's important, but here's the issue. You can talk about the things that get us emotionally charged, gun laws and the banning specific weapons, especially assault weapons or what have you. You can talk about how the NRA is evil, how political candidates or politicians that are in office shouldn't take money from groups like the NRA. You can talk about a lot of these things, but here's the issue. I don't think anybody's talking about the heart of the issue and what the real issue is. When you have a person that's willing, no matter what age, to take a weapon and take another person's life, especially in a school or in a tagging multiple people with a weapon that you don't know or you don't have a grievance against. That's different. When somebody's doing something out of vengeance, that's a different spirit or different heart about them. I'm not saying that's right either. I'm saying if somebody's willing to go and just shoot up a school or shoot up a public event, go do something where there's innocent people that have nothing to do with them and attack them, that's a different set of issues, and that's a heart issue. And to me, the heart of that whole problem is you've got people that are mentally ill, people that are going through whatever in their life that they're not able to cope with and they're not able to deal with on their own, and they need help from people that are trained to help them. You can't go and ban a certain type of weapon and think that that's going to make us or our children safe when you have people that are mentally unstable. Then guess what? There are a lot of people that have used knives to kill other people. Sure, they can't kill as many typically, but the goal is still to help the person that has the sickness or the instability. And to me, that's the heart of the issue. Nobody's talking about the problem. They're not talking about the person that commits the crime needs help prior to committing the crime. And I think one of the stats that was said during this interview and this different show that I watched was 8 out of 10 of these people that have done this in the recent history of our country have all either told someone in advance or posted it on Facebook or some social media site, and the person or people that they had been telling did not take it serious enough to do something about it, or in the case of Parkland, the authorities did not act upon it and do something about that young man and catch him before he went and committed that heinous crime. So again, focus back on the heart of the issue. It's the person that commits the crime is the heart of the issue. So how about helping them prior to them going to that extreme? How about finding them resources? And guess what? Most of these people have been in trouble, or they've been identified in their community, been identified in their school. It's okay for us as a country to recognize that we need to help our citizens with mental health issues and things that they've struggled with and things that they can't process without someone else helping them get through it, who knows what they're doing, who's trained and has the resources. Think about how much money it would cost to offer free mental health from people that cared and were qualified to offer those services. How much would that cost compared to creating these gun laws and all this fighting and marching and people arguing and blaming each other and pointing their finger because of a political party or some other identifying class that they want to be associated with, or they want to associate this other group with? How about we offer help to those that need it in our country and find a way to pay for it? I think that money would be a whole lot less than all of the money that we're spending fighting things in court and trying to get these bills and laws passed. How about we just help people? How about we try to find a way to help and get to the heart of the matter? Here's another part of this heart of the matter stuff. If you don't want to talk about reality, then let's just keep focusing on the NRA and gun laws and banning specific weapons and who the Republicans or Democrats or whatever other group is to blame, instead of helping the person. Here's the other side that nobody wants to talk about. How about you bring social media? How about you bring movies? How about you bring music and TV shows? And how about video games? How about any of that? Are any of those things topics of discussion? A kid can go online. He can go buy a video game. He can go online and play a game where he's killing people left and right. Multiple people over and over and over with his friends, and they can all rant and rave, and they can say who they're killing, what class of people, what people they're killing by name, and that's okay because it's a game. Really. They can talk about it in music. They can talk about killing whomever. They can talk about whatever nasty deed they want to talk about in a song because it's art, because it's a song. It's music. And yet it's okay. And it's okay for people to go buy those CDs, download those songs of these people talking about garbage that should not be spoken. But our kids can listen to that, and people can listen to that without any issue at all. Oh, and they can watch movies, by the way. They can watch movies with all this graphic violence, senseless violence, useless violence, because it's art, because it's a movie. It's made to entertain. So you're entertained by people getting murdered, killed, attacked, raped, whatever, in all these heinous, very visual and very blatantly obvious ways. It's not hidden anymore. It's just they want to be as graphic and disgusting as possible, but it's art. Yet when a producer does something behind closed doors or does something on a set, they get in trouble for now finally getting called out for sexual misconduct, sexual advances, rape, all these different things that they should have been called out for years and years ago in that. But they can still produce garbage that fills our minds and our society. They can just put that garbage out there and it's okay. How about TV? How about cartoons, for goodness sakes? Kids at all ages are watching filth on TV in the guise of a cartoon. Oh, it's just a cartoon, it's not reality. So killing and beating and doing all these heinous acts in a cartoon environment because they're only depicting these things and they're doing it with cartoon characters. Okay, that makes it okay. That makes it better. TV shows that are geared towards kids have violence. How about TV shows that just have graphic violence and nudity and all kinds of horrific scenes in them playing into our minds, coming into our homes? All these channels now that we can get all of the stuff on the internet, all of this access to garbage and horrific material. Wait a minute, that doesn't play a part in this stuff because that's art or that's entertainment or that's a choice. He can watch what he wants to watch. He can watch what he wants to watch. And even though it goes into the mind of someone that's not able to process it in a healthy way, and they do some horrific act, regardless of if it's attacking a school, raping an innocent person who's just going to the grocery store or doing whatever they're doing, and they have a heinous crime against them, someone who's beaten because of a color of their skin or a way they speak or because they're handicapped or have a disability and they're beaten, or they have a political view that's not popular with another person and they get beaten because of it. That act that they see in TV shows and movies and on the news and all these other crazy internet scenes that they watch played out in their minds and watch played out on these shows and on these music videos and all these places that they see it, when they do these acts, it's because we want to blame the law. We need to have more laws. We need to have more people speak up. How about we give them help? Can we get back to the heart of the issue? People need help that do these things. People need help. We live in a society that is going crazy. There is so much garbage filling our minds, and we're filling the minds of our children like no other generation before. I dealt with TV growing up, for goodness sakes. TV. Don't sit too close to the TV. That was a big issue. Some of the stuff on TV was risque for the time, but guess what? That's nothing compared to today. These kids are inundated with every kind of filth and horrific visual image in songs, movies, music, the internet, apps, games, anything they want at the touch of a key or the touch of a screen on a phone or a device, a tablet, a computer, whatever. It's easily accessible, and they have to deal with this garbage. And it's unbelievable that we as a society, one of the most wealthy ever, if not the most wealthy ever in the history of this planet, and one that is the most educated in our own minds for sure, and has the most access to information ever, and we still choose to fill these minds of ourselves and our children, our young innocent children, we allow them to be filled with this garbage and 24/7 access to this crap that we aren't stopping and filtering and saying, enough's enough. You don't have to censor everything and go on a witch hunt and burn books, but there is common sense that says, you know what? You're sick if you want to play that kind of crap and you want to make a movie that's filled with that kind of disgusting, crazy images in your mind that you just want to play out and let everybody else see. You got a problem. And you know what? If we let our kids and we watch that stuff ourselves and we listen to that stuff and we go and search that stuff and we watch it and we view it and we let it into our minds and the minds of our friends and family and children, we got the problem. And that's the heart of this thing. The heart of the problem in our country is it's a heart issue. We've got an issue with our heart, and we're not stepping up and saying, you know what? It's time to fix the heart. It's time to clean the crap out and get rid of this stuff and say enough's enough. You want to produce movies that are full of this filth and garbage and unbelievable violence and gory, graphic, detailed violence and all these acts against humanity, whatever segment or class or person, you know what? Stick it and go watch it yourself and let it corrupt and rot your brain. But the rest of us, we're not going to pay to see your filth. And then guess what? The companies that fund these stupid projects and these heinous projects aren't going to make the money. And that's all they're about. They're all about the money. It's not about art, for goodness sakes. It's about money. It's about lining these stupid film companies and these movie companies and these internet moguls and giants. It's about filling their pockets and their bank accounts with money. So don't kid yourself. The crap that you listen to in music and the crap that my family and I are exposed to in music, the internet, movies, TV, games, all this stuff that we're exposed to, and they want us to buy and they want us to eat up and they want us to soak it up and watch it and listen to it and live it out in our lives. They're doing it to make money. They don't give a crap about you, me, our families. They don't care about our societies, our schools. They don't care about what violence happens. They care about how much money they have so they can do what they want to do and they can live their selfish little lives filling everybody else with their trash. And they want to name it art. And they do it under the guise of art. And you know what? It's time to say enough's enough. It's okay to stand up for having morals and ethics and beliefs and values that are more wholesome and family-oriented and care about our country, care about our neighbor, care about the person next door, the person down the street, excuse me, care about the person in the other country. Guess what? The person halfway across the world or on the other side of the world. We can care about each other as human beings. Who cares if you're black, white, brown, red, yellow, whatever color? Who cares if you're a rainbow pony? The point is, we're all human beings, except the rainbow pony, of course. But anyway, as far as being human beings, why sit and go off on this stuff and focus on our differences? Great, culture and our ethics and our ethnical background, they're important. I get it. Who we are as Americans, who we are as whatever, any country you're from, any ethnic group you're from, those are important. It's great to have differences. It's great to be able to learn from each other, share in our cultures, share our food, share our clothing styles, share our taste in different things that we enjoy. But it's not okay to keep spreading hatred and spreading this garbage and filth that's filling our hearts and our minds with just garbage that makes us want to hate each other, do terrible things to each other. And those of us that don't, which is hopefully most of us, we're the ones that blame and say, oh yeah, we need more laws against the crazies that aren't like us. We need more protection against them. We need them to stop making certain weapons or certain whatever. Okay, great. Let's all find the right solution for laws so that we can live in a peaceful society that makes sense. But here's the other thing. Why don't we stick with the most important issue? And that's the issue of the heart. Give people help that need it. When people are sick, you don't say, oh, I'm sorry your leg's broken, so why don't you walk home now? We say, let's put that in a cast. And guess what? If they can't afford a cast, then those of us that pay our taxes, we say, you know what? I'm willing to pay for that broken leg and that cast because I pay taxes, and that money's going to go towards folks that don't have as much as I do. And they can get access to health care. And if that's not the case, then I guess we got to fix that too, because that's part of the health issue we have. Mental health is not taken as a priority in this country. And providing the resources for people is paramount to having a healthy society, one that's not only physically healthy, but is also mentally and emotionally healthy. There's a lot of good trained people out there that care about others and want to make our society better. They want to help their fellow man. So why don't we let them? Why don't we find ways to fund mental health and emotional health with qualified individuals that can provide the resources necessary? There's a lot of good information and a lot of scientific backed up studies and information that we can utilize to help these folks. Why don't we stop pointing our fingers at the symptom and stop trying to put band-aids on it with laws? Why don't we try to actually go to the heart of the matter and try to solve the real heart of the issue, the real problem, giving people help that need it, and the kind of help that will help them actually heal and work through this stuff so that they don't go off the deep end and go crazy. And if they do, let's learn from it and get to the heart of the matter, and let's solve the problems we can solve. This country is super wealthy. We have so many resources at our fingertips, and so many of us just have so much disposable income. It's just unbelievable that we aren't willing to help others when they're going through the most challenging, difficult situation that they can even imagine, that we haven't even experienced, most of us. Problems with their emotions and their mental health issues that are real, that are serious, that are caused from traumatic events. I mean, look at our veterans and folks that have served in the wars and folks that have served our country, protecting our freedoms and protecting us. How about police officers and different folks that have been through traumatic events? Do we say to them, oh, that's too bad, you don't need any emotional support. You don't need any mental health. You don't need any mental health help at all. I mean, I can't even fathom how ridiculous it would sound to say, oh, PTSD, that's all just a joke. That's just something made up so people can make money. Really? It's called a trauma for a reason. And when you're exposed to that stuff, why don't you read the science behind it? When you're exposed to traumatic environments and you're exposed to traumatic incidences over and over, it can just be one time, it can be numerous times. When people are in war and in high stress occupations like police officers and the military and different occupations that are exposed to that stuff, if we just laughed that off and said, it's not a real illness, oh my gosh, how insensitive and stupid would we be? That's unbelievable. But we're saying that to a segment in society who has struggles with their emotional state of being, and their mental health is in jeopardy, and they're trying and they're crying out for help. These people don't just never do anything wrong and they're just a silent majority sitting there, or some silent neighbor waiting to do something heinous. They, a lot of times, like I said, the 8 out of 10, They told someone, they reached out for help. And even if it's in some misguided, unbelievable way, these people act out for attention, saying, I don't know how to get through this. I'm going to lash out at people. I'm going to fight. I'm going to flip you off. I'm going to cuss you out. I'm going to raise a ruckus, and I'm going to make a big stink out of stuff, and I'm going to be so hard to be around and so hard to be cared about and loved. But guess what? That's exactly what they're saying they need. And people in the mental health field understand these things. They're trained to understand them. These people need help. So instead of fighting over stuff and spending all this money on all these unbelievable ways to solve the problem, and by putting all these band-aids on band-aids and around the other band-aids and all this other crazy stuff, why don't we deal with the heart of the issue? Huh? Can we stay on task here? Can we even realize what the task at hand is? Let's go after the heart of the issue. Let's go after helping people that need help. And guess what goes along with that? If you figured it out, then good, you followed and you listened to this. What goes along with it is closing the door on the garbage that's going in and saying no more. We don't want to put all of our resources into undoing all the crap that's been done to folks because of the media, the movies, the music, the TV shows, all the internet apps and games and channels that want to show this unbelievable garbage and justify it and make a ton of money doing it, and then saying, it's not our fault. No, it's not our fault. We need gun laws. Oh, we need to not make these type of weapons. Really? How about you don't show the crap? And how about you don't fill our minds with such horrific and heinous and horrendous garbage? So two-prong approach, right? Very simple. Give help to people that need it. Identify them. And if you think it's not easy, talk to mental health providers that actually give a crap about other people, have the training and the know-how, and want to serve their fellow man. And they're going to tell you, yeah, I went to school for a long time to learn how to do this, and I care. I'm not a millionaire. I'm not making a ton of money doing it because I care. Teachers don't make a ton of money either. They educate our kids because they care. The military doesn't make a ton of money. They protect us because they care. Police officers protect us because they care. Firefighters, none of them are rich unless they've done a really good job of investing the money that they've made, their hard-earned money that they've made, protecting us and serving us. So why don't we take some of our tax dollars and go after a problem that we can solve very easily without a bunch of bipartisan political crap? Why don't we step up to the plate and put our money and our actions where our mouths are? Why don't we solve the problem by giving help to people that need it, providing the resources, making them readily available without 50 freaking miles of red tape and hoops to jump through? How about we just make mental health and emotional health a priority in our country and care about our fellow man in the ways that you might not see a broken arm or a broken leg. When somebody's got broken emotions and a broken state of being, a problem with their mental health, how about we don't laugh about it anymore? How about we don't make fun of people? How about we just want to help them? Because we all need help. Every single one of us needs help. So why not step up to the plate and solve the problem? And then doing so, why don't we combat the other problem at the same time? Say no to this media garbage that they're feeding us and our kids and our country. And say, yeah, you know what? We are different. We're not going to put up with your crap anymore. We're not going to put up with your crap anymore at all. The Me Too movement, good job. Stepped up against this crap that was happening to women and these people that thought they could take advantage and just keep living this garbage life they lived and step all over people. Well, there's another chance to step up and say, you know what? No more crap. No more crap in, no more crap out. No more garbage in, no more garbage out. We're done with your garbage. Take your garbage and fill it in your own house, but we don't want it in ours anymore. And if that means shutting off phones, tablets, electronics, and taking them out of the hands of our kids, or taking certain apps, games, material off of them, Hey, sounds like a great step to me. Sounds like a heck of a lot better step than having to deal with a funeral of a young person who lost their life or who got into a really bad situation because somebody got their mind filled with this crap, had no way to process it in a healthy way, no one to help walk them through it and help them stay out of the deep end. Time to make a stand. Time to do something different. Time to stop the flow of garbage and solve the heart of the problem. You ready?